I think it's a big struggle for a lot of people when they feel depressed around the holidays. Because not only are they depressed, and that's bad enough, but then they feel guilty or somehow like it's just them, or is there something wrong with me? Everybody else is full of joy and happiness, and I'm depressed on the holidays. Well, actually, you're not alone. There are a lot of people that feel very down, sad, blue, even depressed at the holidays. So let me make a distinction, first of all, between clinical depression, which is because of a imbalance of the neurotransmitters in your brain, and feeling really down, sad, or blue. Now, some of you may be struggling with some form of depression, and that's really common. Also, there are a number of people that suffer from seasonal affective disorder, and Christmas takes place during what? Winter. And so a lot of people struggle with more depression during the winter season because there's less daylight hours. Our brains are getting less light in because of that less daylight. It's colder, so we're indoors a lot more, and all of that can lead to more seasonal struggles with depression. So let me just encourage you, if you get more depressed around the holidays, and it happens every year, not based on situational things, or if you think you might be suffering from an actual clinical depression, what we call major depression, please see a doctor, see a counselor, talk to somebody about it. There are wonderful professional treatments. There are medications that can help. You shouldn't be suffering needlessly if you feel like this may be a biochemical imbalance in your brain. What I'm actually talking about is not major depression or clinical depression, even though some of the things that I say may help you if you are suffering from depression. You do need to get treatment if you have that kind of disorder. It's a mental illness. For the rest of us, we just get sort of seasonally down because a number of things are going on. That stress that I've been talking about a lot, and also sadness of grief. And I'm going to be talking more, if you've had a recent loss, about grief. But a lot of people feel down around the holidays because I think it's supposed to be a time of joy and family and even romance. And if any part of your life is not where you want it to be, not exactly what you want or had hoped you would have, then the holidays can be more difficult, particularly in your romantic relationship. If you've gone through a bad breakup or even a divorce, or your marriage is really rocky right now, the holidays can be even more difficult because as much as the holidays are about family, at least half of all of the songs, a lot of the movies, and a lot of the just things that are out there are about love and romance at the holidays, right? I mean, most of my favorite Christmas movies depict also stories of great love and romance. Now, I happen to be happily married and madly in love, and I plan to spend some romantic time with my husband. But I spent a lot of Christmases single, alone, and with absolutely no romantic prospects. My first marriage ended in divorce, and there wasn't a single Christmas that I felt joyous during that short marriage because I was married, but I felt really alone. It wasn't a fulfilling relationship. So if you're in any of those situations where your marriage, your relationship is just not where you want it, the holidays can be tough. I'm going to encourage you to lean into the other things in your life that are good, the people you do have that love you, that you love, and the things that are good in your life. I really want to encourage people to be grateful for what they have. I'm going to take you through an exercise in another session that will really focus on that. But right now, I want you to know that if you love people and are loved by people, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. Focus on the love relationships that are good in your life. Maybe with your kids, maybe with your friends, maybe with your family, maybe with your pets. Because spending time and really being grateful for the love that you do have will keep you from being so focused on the relationship or relationships in your life that aren't great right now. Also, there's always hope. If your marriage is bad, you can go to marriage counseling. Consider that as a Christmas present. Know that if you're single, you never know when you might meet somebody new. And so keep that hope alive that next year, remember New Year's is coming, may be a year when you can instigate change in that part of your life that's not great. Let me also say that sometimes we get depressed at the holidays because other parts of our lives, our career, our finances, our home, maybe isn't exactly what we want. This time, first of all, I do want you to be grateful for what you have. Make a list of the things in your life that you love, that are going well, that you're happy about, and then really focus on those. But this may also be a time to focus on changes that you can make for the future, because there are going to be a lot of other Christmases for most of you. And you can start now thinking about how you can be intentional to change the things that you aren't happy about in your life. Rather than just being sad, moping, and being down about what's not the way you want it in your life, start to make a list. Actually, get out your pencil and paper or sit at your computer, your tablet, and make a list. Start with, what would I like to change before next Christmas? What would I like to see 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road? And then have a conversation with someone in your life. Maybe it is a counselor. Maybe it's a close friend. Someone, a pastor, maybe someone who can advise you. What are the things that I need to change now to accomplish being where I want to be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Rather than just sitting around being sad that things aren't the way you want it. Think about what you can change. And remember the serenity prayer. What are the things I can change? What are the things I can't change? Because knowing the difference is what really matters. We have to accept some things. There's some things we can't change, but there are some things we can change. We may not be able to change them now, but we can start to make decisions that can change them for Christmases down the road. So think about that. You can change some things in your life, make them better. And then last but certainly not least, you've heard me say it before, it's a time to get outside of yourself. Sometimes when we're depressed at the holidays, it's because we're so immersed in our own life that we don't see outside of ourselves. So please think about giving of your time, your energy, your money, whatever it is that you have to make someone else's holiday brighter. You may want to volunteer your time with an organization, a charitable organization, at a rescue mission, a soup kitchen, at a nursing home, or maybe even as a dog walker at the Humane Society. But do something to make someone else's life brighter. We know that it will also boost your immune system and make you feel better about yourself. So think about that. Maybe focus on giving love away. Love is one thing that if you don't have it in your life, it's because you're not giving it. There are so many other lonely people out there this holiday season. Don't sit around being a lonely person who doesn't interact with the world. Reach out, visit someone, call someone, email someone, visit a nursing home, go to a school, visit a shut-in, go to a hospital. Do something that's meaningful in other people's lives, because if you're feeling disconnected and lonely, you can change that. In fact, you can change it today. Hey, before you go, if you found this helpful or you really liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe below, and tell your friends.